If your lawn is looking like this and you're thinking to yourself that you've ruined it, well, I'm here today to tell you that you absolutely haven't. It's currently the middle of winter in the UK. I'm knocking about in the northwest, and as you can see, my lawn that's been in shade, by the way, for the past few months is in an absolute state. However, I'm not worried about it in the slightest. It's usually at this time of year when lawns aren't always looking amazing, but unless you know what's going on below the surface, it can look like quite a worrying picture. However, this grass is doing exactly what it was designed to do. My lawn's made up of two different grass varieties, bent grasses and fescues, and it's how those grasses grow and how they spread that is kind of its key to survival, and how when it thins like this over the winter, it's actually not a bad thing. And it's this thing here which is the reason why I'm not worried about this lawn behind me thinning as much as it has. So this is a stolon which is produced by a bent grass plant, and how it works is you have one bent grass plant and it sends off this stolon, which is just a fancy word for a runner. And as you can see along the stolon here, we have a grass plant, and then we've got another grass plant and another one and another one and another one on the end. And even on this side over here, you've got multiple grass plants again and multiple here. There's probably around about 30 grass plants in this one stolon, and that's produced from one original grass plant. Imagine if you had 20 bent grass plants to begin with, and each of them produced a stolon like this with 30 grass plants on it. Then you're talking about those 20 plants becoming 600 plants. And that's why, even though behind me now that grass has really started to thin out, as the temperatures increase, the bent grass plants are going to be sending these fellas off, producing all these new plants, and this lawn's going to thicken itself without any overseeding. Although they're all connected as like one big organism, each of these fellas here will put its own roots down. So that'll put its own roots down, that'll put its own roots down, so will this, so will this, so will this, so will this, and so on and so on and so on. And that way, what goes from being sort of one giant grass plant becomes multiple plants that are kind of all linked together. And even if you were to break this in half, the stolons would just continue to be produced and continue to be spread by all of these fellas. And I said before that my lawn's made up of two different grass types, which are bent grasses and fescues. So if bent grasses are producing these, what are fescues doing? Well, they're producing something very similar. So they'll produce something like this, but rather than the runner going above the soil, it'll go underneath the soil, and rather than calling it a stolon, at that point we'd call it a rhizome. But the terminology is really not that important. What is important is understanding that the grass plant can make more grass plants. It can reproduce on its own. And the best thing to do now to your lawn is to quite literally do nothing. They don't want any intervention from us. They're almost hibernating, ready to actually thrive again when those temperatures come back up. Come spring, this lawn will do what it's designed to do. It'll thicken, it'll look boss, and I'll post regular updates as well as to how this lawn improves, how it develops on its own. I might give it the odd little nudge, it might get a little bit of a feed. Once we get into spring, I might start to cut it more regularly. So those things will certainly help, but most of the work will be done by the grass plant. So don't panic. If your lawn's looking really thin, then just shut the blinds, try to ignore it, and when it gets to March time, April time, we'll figure out a solution, and by then the grass will already be on its way to finding a solution itself. Comment your thoughts down in the comment section below too. There's a lot of people at times who comment on these videos to say how they've gone with bent fescue and they've trusted the process, and year in, year out, the grass has got stronger and better and survived through winters better because the soils are improving and the grasses are improving. So anyone who's got any of those stories, get them down in the comments below. It puts people's minds at ease. And yeah, finally, thanks for watching.